In this tutorial, you'll learn how to use CorelDraw's pixel-perfect workflow to create clean, sharp artwork for digital output. Before we get started, if you're watching this video on YouTube, you'll find a link in the description below that will take you to our tutorial page on Corel's Discovery Center. Here you'll find a written copy of this tutorial to follow along with. So what are pixels? Pixels are the individual points of color that combine to make up digital artwork. And they matter because when we're creating artwork for the web, we often need to scale down our designs, and poor pixel alignment can lead to rough edges and distorted looking artwork. We'll be using the Pixel Perfect workflow to help fix that. So first we'll set up our document to work with pixels. We'll go to File, New, and then under Preset, choose Web, and under Page Size, we'll choose Medium Rectangle Add, which is exactly 300 by 250 pixels. Then click OK. By default, web presets will be set to pixel view. So if you start to zoom into your page, you'll see the pixel grid appear. And you should notice that because your document is sized to a precise number of pixels, the corner of your page is exactly aligned with the corner of a complete pixel. You do have the ability to change the appearance of your pixel grid in CorelDRAW. You can do that by going to Layout, Document Preferences, and choosing Grid from the sidebar. Then near the bottom under Pixel Grid, you can change the grid's opacity and color. Now we'll get into the pixel workflow. First, we'll go to Snap To at the top of our screen and choose Pixels. When we're working with pixels, it's best practice to turn off all other Snap To options. To start practicing, select the Rectangle tool, choose a fill and outline color, and set your outline width to 2 pixels. If at any point you get a pop-up asking you to confirm changes to default properties, that's fine, just click OK. Now with our Rectangle tool selected, you'll notice that your tool automatically snaps to pixel corners, and that when you draw a shape, its edges are perfectly aligned with pixel corners as well. Even when you zoom out so that you can no longer see the pixel grid, the shapes you create will still snap to the grid, and you can confirm that by zooming back in on them. Now because your outline width is set to an even number, as you move or resize your object, it will continue to snap to pixel corners. This will also apply when your outline is set to none. If you change your outline width to an odd number, or to 1 pixel however, your objects will snap to pixel centers to keep them aligned with the grid. The same rules apply when working with curves. So using the Freehand Draw tool with outline width set to 3, your nodes will align to pixel centers. Change the width to an even number, and the nodes will align to pixel corners. Sometimes as you work, you'll end up with objects that are not perfectly aligned with your pixel grid. For example, if you select your rectangle with an outline width of 2 pixels, and change that pixel width to an odd number, say 3 pixels, you'll end up with 2 completely filled pixels and 2 partially filled pixels making up your outline. The same thing might happen if you draw an object from scratch with Snap to Pixels turned off. CorelDRAW makes correcting this easy. Simply right-click on the object and choose Align with Pixel Grid to snap it back to proper alignment. You can also find the Align with Pixel Grid option within the Align and Distribute inspector. Now that we understand how to work with pixels, let's take a look at preparing some existing artwork for digital output. So we'll import a design that has some hard edges in it that's larger than the size of our medium rectangle ad page, so we'll need to scale it down. When we do that, you'll notice that it looks pixelated and that some of our edges are a little unclear. To correct this, simply use Align with Pixel Grid. Now if you zoom in, you'll see that your edges are perfectly aligned with the grid, and you're ready for digital output. And that's how easy it is to use CorelDRAW's Pixel Perfect workflow. If you're watching this video on YouTube, you'll find a link in the description below that will take you to our tutorial page on Corel's Discovery Center. Here you'll find a written copy of this tutorial to follow along with.